Okay, here is a DeForest Crosley Model 51, and I'm going to turn the power on this thing. I've already got it tuned to a station, save a little bit of time. But this is a 2-tube set. It is a regenerative circuit. And there's the grid leak resistor. It looks like a fuse, and there's a capacitor across it. And there's the book capacitor. There's the tickler coil. And there's the other half of the coil. Or not the other half, but the other side. There's the first tube. There's the audio transformer right there. And there's the output tube. Now I'm going to be, there we go, also hitting a couple of places with the scope, like right there. That's the plate of the first tube. And then right here is going to be another point. That's at the top of this tickler coil here. A very important point. And this wire right here is the one that runs to the grid of this tube right here. Now, hooked up to this thing, I've got the Music Master again, this horn speaker, and I'll have this thing set up on the scope and take a look at those points. Oh, let me show you the lid here. I'll close the lid here. Okay. Turn on the power supply. Now if I move this tickler coil too close, so it starts oscillating, actually starts transmitting. Of course, this is the antenna selection here, coil selection. And that's the book capacitor. Okay, let me set this up on the tripod so you can watch the scope when I test those 3 points. Here's the front of the DeForest Crosley Model 51, and here's the view from the back side. Now this box is made out of mahogany, and here's a little bit closer look at the front of the radio. I want to go through the different connections and the different controls on this radio.
On the left side, in the upper left-hand corner, that's the terminal for the antenna. The terminal at the bottom on the left-hand side, that's for the ground. The large knob, that is, of course, part of the tuning, that controls the book capacitor. The knob under the DeForest Crosley logo, that pulls in and out, and that's for that moves the tickler coil closer to the antenna coil. And the knob below that is the taps off of the antenna coil. The terminal in about the middle top is B22 plus. That's B battery, 22 volts, the positive terminal. The knob to its right, that's the rheostat for the filament of both tubes, and of course it controls the volume. In the upper right hand corner of the radio, it says 45. That's the B battery, the plus side, and it's also the terminal for one side of the loudspeaker. The terminal just below the word output is where the other lead from the loudspeaker goes. Below that it says C minus. That's the C battery, and that is the biasing for the second tube or the output tube. The next terminal down says B minus and A plus. The A plus is the battery for the filament, and the last terminal at the bottom there, it says A minus. That's the other half of the battery for the filament. There should be also listed there C plus, but for some reason they left that one off. Here's a look at the radio looking from the back toward the front, so you can see the tickler coil and that large antenna coil which is tapped, and over on the left is the audio transformer, and on the right is the glass item up there. That's the grid leak resistor. There's a carbon resistor in that glass. That square thing under it, that's the capacitor, and then below that is the book capacitor. Here's a closer look at the audio transformer from the front, and you can clearly see the Crosley logo on the top of it. Here is the decal that's on the inside lid of the radio. DeForest Radio Corporation Limited, Toronto. And here's a closer look at the logos on the front of the radio. DeForest Crosley Model 51. In the next video on this radio, I'm going to be going through the regeneration circuit of this radio.